everyone. So today I wanted to go over my December budget. I have already done this because I already filmed this once, but I had to make some changes. As you can probably tell from my voice, I am sick and I had some doctor's bills that will be coming in. And then I also, unfortunately, lost my dog this past week. And so I had a few bills that changed my November bill, and I will be looking towards the middle to end of December. I will start looking for another dog, so I've also budgeted that in my budget. And for those of you that maybe don't have a dog or maybe don't understand why that is a priority over paying off my debt, I do have a roommate, but she will be moving out. And I also, because of the way I work, do not have a lot of social interaction, and it is very necessary for me to have a dog as some company, and also because I do have anxiety, and even though this dog will not be a medical dog that helps with anxiety, I just noticed that my anxiety is a lot better when I have a dog in my life. So, those are the reasons that I will be looking for a new dog. But I wanted to go over my income. So, my income for this next Friday is going to be lower. I've already lowered it due to the fact that I was sick. I actually had a lot going on with my dog, having to put her down, and I've been sick for over a week. And I went to the doctor, so I missed a few days of work, unfortunately. So I have lowered how much I'm making this week, but I expect to kind of catch up with it or work over what I put for weeks 2 through 4. My roommate, I know what she will owe me for the month of December, so I've gone ahead and put that in there, and my parents have already paid me for Netflix. Next, we have giving. I will be giving $25 for the month of December, and I'm planning on spending $30 in gifts for December. I already have almost all of my Christmas shopping. There's only one more gift that I have to get, so I put in this $30. Savings, again, my emergency fund is at the $1,000, so I do not need to put any more into this account. Housing. Okay, so my rent stays the same. My water bill is around $30, so I always put $30. This I know for a fact already. My gas bill is due around the 10th of December, and so I already have the auto payment, and it will be $25.30. Electricity, again, is due around the 10th, and I already know what I owe for that, $65.57. Internet stays the same at $72.49. The household maintenance I have for $50. This is just general maintenance. And for pet care, I have $250. As I've said, I'm going to be adopting a dog, and that does cost money. And then maybe it will need, obviously, a collar and just I already have some food, but some other things, just little things for the dog, like a toy for it to play with. So that is the money. I don't expect to be spending that much, but I'd rather be over and then have excess at the end of the month than go over my budget. So that is what I have for housing. And I'm sorry about my voice if it annoys you guys. It is slowly coming back. I haven't had a voice at all for 3 days. Okay, so for my gas, this bill is always around 200. I have been keeping it under 200 recently with the gas prices being lower, but I always keep it at 200 just in case I have to do any emergency traveling. I will have to get an oil change this month, so I have that at $50. I believe it's around $42 for my oil change, but I keep it at $50 for tax purposes or anything like that, and maintenance of $50, which I always keep for any incidentals. Food. Now my food budget is again $50 for this month for groceries and $50 for restaurants. Last month, I did a really, really bad job of keeping up my restaurants. You guys can go look at that because I really wanted to keep it under 50 and I actually went over and had to rearrange my budget. This month, I am very adamant that I will not be going over $50. And so yeah, so I'm gonna keep my budget at $50, and my goal is to actually lower that over time. Okay, so for clothing, I have $0. I kind of figured with everything going on with a dog and everything that I do not need to buy myself any clothes. Miscellaneous, I have $30, kind of if I need anything. Same for hair and beauty. The pharmacy I also incorporate doctor's bills into pharmacy bills. Not only do I have my prescription that I have to get every month, but I also, for the doctor's bills that I went to this past week, was in November, but I will not be paying the bills till December because they figure out what the insurance pays out of that and then send me the bill. So I don't know what I'm going to owe, but I kind of gave this range. I'm hoping it's way under this, but I just want to double check that it's covered because they did have to run some tests and other things like that. My phone bill, $40. Last month, I believe it was around $37, so I do a good job. I always put $40. Netflix stays the same. Spotify stays the same. Acorn stays the same. And Hulu stays the same. These are all the same. So my debt, unfortunately, this month does not look great with $88.15 being paid. This is my mortgage, which yes is really low, but I honestly don't owe that much on the house. I think it's like $8,000 on the house. Yeah, $8,000 on the house. So that is why it's so low. As this was my grandpa's house, it was a very low mortgage to kind of cover some costs there. And then the student loans, unfortunately, I only have $189.04 going into that due to so much being spent in other categories this month, which is not where I want to be. This actually amount is also lower. I just paid at the end of November, I paid my student loans. I believe I had about $1,000 going off of student loan 3. I think it was 1,100 and something. And because I created this budget before I officially paid off that amount, this amount is actually lower than this. So I will correct this after this video, and you guys will get to see that. Hopefully next week I'll remember to show you guys what this actually is, but this is going to be a little over $1,000 lower. And then I will be making this payment towards that. So that's kind of what that looks like. Again, hopefully some of these bills can be rearranged to end up paying more off, but due to emergency situations, mainly the biggest ones being me being sick and also the loss of my dog, I had a lot more extra expenses at the end of last month that are going to be billed this month. So I had to adjust some of those to pay off those bills. I do want to make note that the medical bill and the vet bill were not, they are not debt. They just, you do not pay at the time of your visit. They send a bill. So even though the doctor's visit was in November, I will not be receiving the bill till December. And also, if you guys wanted to know, I did end up paying the vet bill already in November. And then also, I was very blessed in the fact that my dog had to have surgery before we realized that we were going to have to put her down. And my parents, when I told them what had happened, called the pharmacy, or called, not the pharmacy, I'm sorry. My parents called the vet and took care of the bill for the surgery, which was around $500. and they were able to take care of that for me, which was a great blessing. And so I ended up only paying around $150 for her expenses. But it's been a really tough week, and I'm just down, but I'm dedicated to this plan. So I hope you guys will take a look at this plan and kind of adjust your budgets. And based on everything I say, I hope that you can figure out that there's going to be bad months. I mean, this is honestly a good month. It was just a bad week out of the month, a really bad week. But that shouldn't mean that you stop your budget. That shouldn't mean you stop your goals. It doesn't mean you get to go wild in other categories. It just means that you have to try. So, unfortunately, paying off my debt this month is only around 14%. I honestly would be happy if I could bring this up around 20 or 30% this month. So, not the goal that I initially had, which is 50%, but it is what it is, and things happen. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you like this. Leave any comments below if you see that I'm doing anything incorrectly. Please don't be rude about it. But please let me know. And then also, if you are needing encouragement or just want to have any comments, I would love to see those. So have a great time, and I will see you next week. Bye.